Thank you, Commissioner. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all in the postal business, and the Postal Service has been around for more than 200 years, but the way it operates hasn't changed much in 200 years. And you know how mail gets delivered. Much of the work is manual still. And do you know what percentage of mail does get delivered to the right destination? Can you guess? What percentage gets through?
60%. 82.
Actually, it's
95.
It's about 90%. But why does the 10% never get where it should?
Wrong destination.
Usually, the person, the recipient, has moved the address. Okay? Now think, as people become more mobile, they change address, residence, they change place of work. So imagine you have moved to a new house. You have to notify authorities, your friends, the bank, the insurance company, and probably more than 100 people you have to let know that you have changed address. Otherwise, the mail they send you will never reach you. Now, of all these more than 100 people and businesses and so on you have to inform, will you think of all of them and inform all of them? And even if you're well organized and you're a businessman and you have the addresses of all your past clients, and you send them, you notify them, I'm moving to a new address. Some of them have moved themselves and they fail to notify you. So you will always have this problem of a lot of the mail never getting delivered. Now, can we use technology to overcome this problem? Yes, we can. Now, you probably all use email on the internet, okay? You move anywhere in the world and the email messages will reach you. Why? Because you have a unique address that travels with you. Now we can do the same with the Postal Service. Exactly the same. How do you do it? Okay, I'll tell you how. We did a lot of research at the university. We actually built a model, we tested it, and it works. And it works like this. Instead of having a physical address, each one of you has a virtual address. In other words, you all have an identity card now. Okay? Now, that will be your virtual address, just a number with an extension on that number, a two-digit number, two-digit extension on your identity card number will give you 100 virtual addresses from 00 to 99. Okay? So each one of you can have your identity card number and another two digits that will define, let's say 01 is your home, 02 is your holiday home, 03 is your office, and so on. Okay. Now all you have to do is notify the post office that this extension 01 is my house, and my address is this number, this street, this town, this city. Okay? And now I move. So when you write to me, my address is this number, my identity card number, 01, is my home address. Okay? Now I move to Paris. I notify the European Post Office that now the extension 01 is this new address in Paris. Now the system works like this. The post office uses the readers that it currently uses to read the postal code. So it reads this number that you have given to the post office. It looks onto its database, retrieves the current address, my address, now in Paris. As soon as a letter comes through, it is read by the computer, the reader that already exists in our post offices. It looks at the database, finds the real address, prints it very quickly on the envelope, and sends it. This is how email works. It's almost exactly the same way. Okay, so now we have solved the problem. We can move anywhere. We don't have to notify anybody else other than the post office. And then there's new possibilities. Let's say I move to Australia for a year. Okay? I can notify the post office that from this date to that date, my new address is in Australia. And everything will be directed there. In the same way that email is directed anywhere you go in the world. Okay, so we have introduced one new step, okay, in the technology. The scanners that read the postcode we already have. And they will read the new number, which is our virtual address. So the only extra step is this, looking at the database, finding the real address that each one of us has declared, printing it with a very fast laser printer. It takes a fraction of a second onto the envelope and sending it. Okay, now this system, we've tested, it works, and all I'm asking you now is to vote for this project, to implement it, vote for the budget, to implement it throughout the EU. I will not bore you with the statistics of all the work we've done. It's all in the appendix of the virtual manual that you have in front of you. Okay, so that's it. That's what I want for you. I want you to vote for this project. It worked. It will increase the productivity of the European Union. It will benefit every one of us. Now, I'm open to questions. Do you have any queries, any questions I can answer? Now is the time. Peter.
How do drones adapt to it?
How do drones adapt to it? All we have to do is get onto the computer with the database, and they will get the new address. Okay, I know the problems, the technicalities we have to overcome. For example, one major issue is privacy. How do you stop people from sending you unwanted mail? Advertising, for example. How do you stop? You can do it. The ways to do it, let me show you. This is an envelope, a letter. Okay. Now the way we'll do it, the number, our number, which corresponds to our address, okay? And as I said, each one of us can have up to 100 physical addresses, okay? Will be written at the bottom of the envelope here. The scanner at the post office will read this number, retrieve the real address that we have supplied to the post office, and will print it here in the envelope. It will be delivered in the normal way. Okay. Now, at the top will be the number that corresponds to the address of the sender. If for any reason this letter cannot be delivered, it will go back to the sender. It's just a number, but the post office in its database has the real address. Now, we can also use the similar system that we use to block calls on our cell phones, and we will have the ability to block any mail coming from a particular address. It won't be across the board. I mean, there will be restrictions. For example, we will not be able to block correspondence coming from certain authorities like the government, utilities, and income tax, and so on. But there will be possibilities to do this to some extent. There are other legal considerations. I won't bore you with that now. It's all in the appendix.
So if somebody doesn't have an email?
Mr. Agrotis, now you come to my office and I provide services to you. I issue a bill and put your address on it, and I know it will come and find you. And if I see something, let's say somebody in the office put the wrong address, I will read it and I will recognize that, oh, this is not the correct address, go and change it. If I just see a number with a 2-digit at the end, how would I know if somebody made a mistake and it's your home address or your
Well, you will be able to go onto the database of the post office and check the address like you do now with the telephone directory. You know somebody's telephone number, you look at the telephone directory and you find the name and the address. It's the same way. I mean, the only new technology is, there's no new technology really, it's just an extra step in the process that we're using from existing technology.
Leaving technology aside, there's three questions. One is, what would this cost to each individual government to implement from all over the EU? Secondly, if this technology is to be applied in all of the EU, will Cyprus be able to get out of the habit of implementing anything electronic 10, 15 years? So Lithuania will be able to read 2 digits, but Cyprus won't because they have not implemented the technology. The third question refers to question 1, finance. My colleagues at the Post Office of Cyprus are very interested in finance, and their question will be direct and simple and well known to me. What is it in for them, personally?
Right. Now, for this system to work, it has to be implemented throughout the EU simultaneously. Now, the cost of adopting this technology is no more than 200,000 euros per sorting office. Okay, for the equipment. Half of the equipment already exists. It's there. Now, think of the savings. Okay, let's say you're a business and you move to new premises. Okay, you have to print new business cards, new letterheads, new envelopes with your address, new invoices and receipts. It will cost you several thousand euros to do this for a small business. For a large business, it could be millions. Okay, and this sort of change won't cost you a penny, won't cost you a cent with this new system that we're planning to introduce.
And what happens if you want to hide?
If you want to hide,
To hide. Now let's say people are chasing you to pay them something and I am forced to move home. And hopefully they will not be able to find me easily.
Well,
If they know around there, they will be tracking me and maybe I don't want
yes, but if you fail to inform the post office that you've moved,
So
they'll never reach you.
So we'll end up having the same problems after spending 200,000 euro per sorting.
Yes, but the purpose of the exercise really is to solve the problem of mail not yet getting delivered. You'll still get some problems, but the benefits are much greater than the costs.
I have one question. Before we get to all the expenses and everything, have you thought how you're going to solve the problem of getting past the politicians and the trade unions? Because before you get through that, you won't be able to influence anything. So. Because this involves people losing their jobs and people. This is far too efficient.
It doesn't involve anybody losing their jobs.
You're right. It's far too efficient.
It doesn't involve anybody losing their jobs. It's efficient in the sense that you reduce considerably the number of mail that gets lost. But it's not changing the way the system operates. I mean, the way the post office operates. It operates in the same way.
So there'll be no firing of.
Okay, there will be some in the sorting. There will be some efficiency. You're right. There will be some loss of jobs, but think of the productivity gains. There's always usually some loss of jobs when you become more efficient. Something to do, but it increases the productivity of the country.
I really like your idea. However, I thought of a similar idea that could also work. Nowadays, phones require you to give your address to Google in order for it to mark you on your GPS so you can drive around or you can make a purchase. Have you thought of just collaborating with Google? Because people with smartphones will undoubtedly give the latest address on their phone.
Well, in fact, a number of countries have already introduced the system of postal codes, where the postal code is actually derived from the GPS coordinates of your location within a meter, anywhere in the world. And so that you don't have very long numbers, it's a combination of letters and numbers, make it shorter. And this has already been implemented in a number of countries and it works very efficiently.